said, his yoke is easy and his burden is light. And either it's true or it's not. So if it is true, his yoke is easy and his burden is light, when we walk in his works, it's really not, let's see, what's the right word? It may be hard, but it's not difficult. Meaning it's not easy, but it's simple. This is how Jesus knew the Father's will for his daily activities. John 5:17. We've read this before. Let's read it again. John chapter 5, verse 17. But Jesus answered them, my Father worketh hitherto. It just means he's worked before. He's been working. And I work. I like the fact that is in a present tense. Jesus is at work, and he's still at work. Therefore, the Jews sought more to kill him, because he not only had broken the Sabbath, but said also that God was his Father, making himself equal with God. Then answered Jesus and said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he seeth the Father do. For what things soever he doeth, that's the Father, these also doeth the Son likewise. So what he seeth the Father do. So that's where we could say that we are looking for the circumstances, not circumstances of, I'm just going to let circumstances control my life. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about having eyes to see what God is doing, spiritual eyes to know how to get involved in the work of God. And once again, it doesn't mean we're allowing circumstances to control our life. Next week, I think that topic next week is actually the truth of the circumstances, the truth of the situation. And we'll just briefly get into this, and then they'll talk more about it next week. But picture yourself, and you're in the boat, you're on the sea. There's winds, there's waves, it's boisterous, there's water coming in the boat. You're going to sink, you're going to drown. And what does the circumstances tell you? The circumstances tell you that the truth is that you're going to die. Is that you're about to perish. At the very least, you're going to have to swim a long ways, or hope you can catch some driftboard or something. All right, that's what the circumstances tell you. However, the truth is in the boat. And it's a person. His name is Jesus Christ. So the circumstances say you're about to die. The truth is, the person of truth is there. See, we often let our circumstances control us instead of asking God to open our eyes to let us see the truth himself in the circumstances. Jesus said, what I see the Father do. We're going to talk at the end of this lesson, things that only God can do. We've talked about those in the past. There were 6 of them, and that just bothered me. I don't like 6 when it's referring to God, something God does. There's got to be a 7th. If God does it, there's 7. So I feel like God gave it to me. The 7th I added to it is he opens our eyes. That's something only God can do. He can help us to see from his perspective. Jesus said that he did not take the initiative to do anything for the Father. Only the Father has the right to initiate a divine work. I think we should put that in perspective. We talk about fearing God. If we fear God, we should fear and understand that he is the only one that has the right to initiate a divine work. And usually for you and I, that initiation happened long before we ever came along. Think about this. Here's Joseph. Here's Mary. They're both of the lineage of Christ, of David, sorry. And God wants to plug them in to his divine plan for the redemption of man. But that work had already begun long before they ever got there. In fact, it began before the foundation of the world, when the Lamb was slain before the foundation. You see what I'm saying? God started the work. He's the one that plugged them in. So how would we think that